time for some career lessons from Alexander Hamilton. So Alexander Hamilton was born the bastard orphan son of a whore and a Scotsman in a Caribbean island with no prospects, no kind of educational opportunities, and a lot of ambition. Alexander starts writing essays and treatises early in his life. He wants to be a man of letters, he wants to be a citizen of the world, so he starts acting like one. Whether you want to be a writer, artist, researcher, stockbroker, or producer, the best way to start being that thing is to be it. You'll build up a body of work, you're going to get better as you go along, you'll get more confident in your abilities, and best of all, you'll have a body of work, actual projects that you actually did to show to potential employers. Alexander initially wrote about what he knew, his struggles, his story, and the things he had to overcome to get to where he got. If you're not sure where to start producing artistic content or what problems to start solving as an entrepreneur, look close to home. Look to your own life, your own circumstances, things about you that are unique. If you don't know what's unique about you, start describing yourself to internet friends or acquaintances or coworkers that you don't know very well and see what interests them and what questions they ask and what's different about you than their story. Moreover, knowing how to tell your own story, knowing what your narrative is, meaning where you come from, who you are, what you do or what you want to do, is a really important skill both in interviews and in the world. You should have a rock-solid answer to the dreaded "tell me about yourself" interview question. Self-reflection and clarity of thought and, directness of communication are all really important traits. Alexander heard Aaron Burr's name at Princeton, and so he went to find him to ask him about how he got to where he was, how he graduated so early, and how he became the kind of guy that Alex wants to be. If you find someone whose career you admire, go talk to them, preferably not outside a rowdy pub and then you shout yay when they reveal that they're an orphan. Don't do that. But you should definitely approach them in a respectful manner and, ask to hear about their life and their choices. You can email them, you can tweet them, you can have a mutual friend or colleague make an introduction, but you should ask the question, how did you get where you are? People ask me to chat about these kinds of things all the time, and honestly, I love it. I love talking about myself. I love helping people kind of think through what their options might be. It's really, really valuable, and I don't mind at all. So how do you have a successful networking meeting? First, make it as convenient as possible for them. Choose a location that's near their office or home, and choose an hour that fits in their schedule. You should respect that time too, so don't go over the allotted time unless they say it's all right, and also have a list of questions that you really want to get through. That way the conversation never stalls out. The worst thing you can possibly do is show up unprepared, uninterested, and really unmotivated to get anything out of the conversation. It becomes really transparent if people are just networking for the sake of networking, and in the conversation you should focus on their experience, not your own needs. If you ultimately want to figure out what to do with your life, don't ask the person, what do I do with my life? You should say to them, why did you choose between X and Y? Or when you were going into college, what were you think that you were going to do and what changed your mind? Kind of get to the reasons behind the other person's choices. Those are things that can help you, not someone without knowing you very well just giving you random advice about your life. It's ultimately up to you to apply the person's anecdotes and advice to your own life, so don't just come right out the gate and ask a kind of dead fish of a question, as I like to say, that just flops onto the table and no one knows what to do with it. And finally, I think a thank you note is very classy. Email them later in the day and just say something really specific like, I really appreciated your advice around choosing a college minor, or I plan to look up speed reading like you suggested, something that makes them feel like you're actually listening and appreciative of what they had to say. Hamilton, not just entertaining, but good for your life. I also find the music really inspiring when I have to get psyched up to film a video, or to edit my podcast, or to speak with a resume client, or to get up at 6 a.m. after having been at Hamilton until 11:30 p.m. the night before. I find My Shot to be a really invigorating wake-up kind of song, also non-stop. Hamilton wrote the other 51! You gotta love that guy. Let me know what you've taken away from the musical Hamilton if you have listened to it. If you haven't, what's up? Come on, people. Anyway, I may do another one of these if I can think of some more tips, but until then, I will see you tomorrow.